Hi, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here then hi. This is a collaboration with Mini Scenes GB and the Crafty YouTubers United group. It's for Halloween, my favourite time of the year, and because it's my favourite time of the year it's time to watch all the films I like, which one of them is Coraline. So yeah, spoiler, it's Coraline. I have a mirror. It's just a round mirror, nothing special, just pound I think from Poundland. And I thought, what can I do with this blooming mirror? It's just sat there staring at me. And nobody needs to see that face the first thing in the morning. So I decided that I was going to make it a light feature. And I thought if I could just chuck everything at it, something might work. So I decided to use Das clay to make the round. It's basically there, so when I put the resin on, it will stop it from spilling over. But also, it's to represent the well that they throw the key down. Yeah, that makes sense. It's very difficult to film a mirror, so I've had to try and tilt it at different angles so you can see that I've painted the actual mirror, the swirly pattern of the other dimension through the door. So I've got my lights and I'm going to swirl that round because there's not very many lights on it. I don't want too many, just here or there, just to pop it on and hopefully it stays on. But it's only just so it stays there while I'm doing other things, because I will, like I said, I'm going to pour resin on top, epoxy resin. So I'm using UV to stick it down, and I'll use epoxy resin to make, I think I do 2 layers. Yes, I did 2 layers. And I'm holding, you can see I've got my hand all over the place trying to make sure that everything stays where it's supposed to. But I hadn't actually got an idea in my head until I started to do things with it. Now, I used the pen mark on the mat so I could see how big my circle I needed, so I didn't have to keep using the mirror, because nobody needs that light shining in their eyes constantly while I'm trying to do something to it. So I've got my lights on and they're all done. I'm waiting for my Das clay to dry. That took, I think, 3 days to make sure it was fully dry. And they weren't all attached to each other, which wasn't a problem. I didn't actually stick them all to each other anyway. And I've got these pop sticks underneath here, so when I've poured the majority of my resin on and got rid of a lot of the bubbles and the fish eyes, which this first layer, it doesn't matter about the fish eyes because there's going to be another coat, I can then pick it up and put it on me that table thing, the leveling table. Jesus Christ, I'm at it again. So yeah, I'm making sure that it gets to the edges, because resin will go wherever resin's been. But obviously I'm tilting it like a fairy and it's dribbling a bit, so I'm having to scoop it back up and faff, when really I should have just put it straight onto my mat, onto my leveling table, and did it that way. It would have made much more sense, but I'm me, and nothing I do makes sense. So I then put glue down onto my mirror, put my rocks on, stones, and then UV the gaps for the next coat. That way there's nowhere that the next load of epoxy will go. So I'm plugging the gaps. There's a lot of gaps, and I did manage to get them all, and I filled them all. It was really good. Now this is a laminating sheet, just an ordinary laminating sheet, not even gone through the thing that heats it up. Oh, the laminator. And I'm doing the ghost children just out of paint pens, because I don't want them to be perfect and I don't want them to be too showy. So I want them to actually look like ghosts. And I noticed that when I put the black eyes and things on, it was a bit too in your face, so I went over the top with the white again. And these, I think I got these off Amazon. Yeah, I did. I got them off Amazon. The metallic pens are really nice, actually. I quite like them because you can put them on anything. And when I'd done, I cut them out and I put them on to the actual first layer of resin, and I didn't like it, so I put a blue colour behind, so then it made them more disappeary. Oh god, that's not even a word, disappeary. I'm sure you all know what I mean, and if you don't, please ask. I might be able to use my brain at a later date. Can you see? I've got a giant mug of coffee at the side of me. It's huge. I call it my bucket cup. Yeah, that's another one of my favourite films. So yeah, this is my second layer of UV. Oh, I think I put 3 layers on. I must do. Not UV, epoxy. I put my third layer of epoxy on to make sure that these ghosties stick down. And I've already drawn up Coraline, but I've used colours for Coraline. There's my lighter just to get rid of any bubbles. So I put it over there, and now I'm making, oh, and this was, why did I do this to myself? I made the other mother's hand, the one that is the needles, not the needles, yeah, sewing needles. So I used my hand as reference, short and stumpy. I could have done with making it a bit longer though, but it worked. And I made these out of polymer clay, and yeah, this was tricky because I had to try and make it so that needles would go through the other needles and not keep making a mess of them as I'm going. I'm just using a stick off a flower that I'd already cut off and attaching my needles to the table, or my mat, so I can just pick them up. Really, if I'd have thought about it, I'd have done this on an actual piece of foil, so I didn't have to keep faffing. But yeah, this is my finished article. Oh my, that took me a while. It took me a while. And then picking it up, it fell to pieces. That's my little screws to put in the side of the hand. And I didn't do as much as what the hand actually looks like because you wouldn't see it underneath. Although, in hindsight, it probably would have had a bit more stability. And, oh, excuse me, that's a strange noise. So, I made sure they're all pointy, a bit longer, and made sure that it looked okay. See, when I bake it, I need to put it on something to make the claw sort of wiggly. So I got, see, fell to pieces again. I got my foil out and shaped it and things like that. Now I'm making the key. And yeah, the key, I'm making a giant button out of polymer clay. And I will use the end of the little brush thing there that I've took the brush off to make my little holes. Or do I use my favourite tool? Oh, I think I might use my favourite tool actually. And I'm sticking this all together. Yeah, I do use my favourite tool. Because when I've done with these, they're going to need painting, and I do everything in a black coat first as my base. Because the key is supposed to be a button and metal, but I decided to make the whole thing look a bit metally, and the hand, sorry, definitely needed to be metal because obviously it's made out of needles. And the key was the simplest thing to do, very easy. I did have to turn it over just so I could push the holes from the back as well. And I think I really should have made the key a little bit better. I don't know, but I didn't want to distract with too much detail. So yeah, I've gone through the back, made sure the holes are nice and clear, and a front again as well, just to make it neat. And then I'll bake it as the packaging says. I say that, and guess what? I forgot how long it was supposed to be in the oven for. Well, no, tell a lie. I didn't forget how long it was supposed to be in there for. I just forgot it was in again. One of these days. So yeah, I burnt it and it fell to pieces. But trusty super glue, awesome stuff. Except for I ruined my mat because I tried to stick it to my mat, not thinking it would stick to silicone. Of course it does. I also stuck it to my fingers and probably lost a few fingerprints while I was at it. So I'm showing you there I was going to use UV. Well, I changed my mind. I used super glue instead, just to get it together. And then I paint it all in a dark blue. Don't know why. Oh yes I do, because I couldn't find my black. But then I paint it all black. But the base coat for the blue was good actually, because I didn't want anything showing through. So if I'd have painted black straight onto the, I was going to say white, but it's caramelised, it would have shown up too much. Whereas the blue, if I'd missed any bits, it wouldn't matter. And I also use this nice metallic paint. I tried using the other stuff that I've got, but it wasn't shiny enough. Oh, I got some stuff from Aldi. It's really nice. And yeah, I'm going to leave you to carry on watching and have a look through everybody's playlist, because they are absolutely fantastic. And everybody's playlist, I mean, look through the playlist at everybody's work. Some fantastic artists, some new ones, some old ones. Some people are just amazing. So really have a good look through, enjoy, get yourself a nice cup of tea or coffee or hot chocolate, nice blankie if you're cold, and just chill. So yeah, I shall leave you with this. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye.
Shadows light does sing, Goth unicorn with a blackened wing. Happy she dances under moonlit nights, creating beauty spurring on delight. Her hooves tap softly to the softest bells, crafting wonders in her secret spells. From threads of silver and whispers bright, a tapestry woven in the dark of night. Her hooves tap softly to the softest bells, crafting wonders in her secret spells. From threads of silver and whispers bright, a tapestry woven in the dark of night. Goth unicorn in midnight hue, mixing magic in the morning dew, with raven feathers and twilight beads. She makes beautiful things from all the seas. Glitter spills from ebony mane, beauty flowing like a gentle rain. Out of darkness comes her eye beams, creating loveliness from the heart. With eyes like onyx she sees